So you want to know the pros and cons of living in Michigan? Well, I've been a Michigander all my life and I've got 5 pros and 5 cons, and we're starting now. So let's get into this list, starting with the pros. Pro number 1, the Upper Peninsula, aka the UP. If you want to get away from everyone and everything, this is your spot. The UP actually contains 29% of the overall land in Michigan, but only contains 3% of our overall population. So goodbye neighbors. It's actually almost 5,500 square miles bigger than the state of Hawaii. The state of Hawaii, that's big. But it's only a drive away. Well, it's a drive and a bridge. You have to take the bridge. You have to take the Mackinac Bridge. Don't call it Mackinac. It's Mackinac. Call it Mackinac. That's what it is. Number 2 are the breweries. We have so many breweries here. Michigan is actually one of the top 5 states for breweries. Big and small, we've got them all. We actually have over 350 breweries right now. If you've ever had a beer from Bell's, New Holland, Atwater, it came from Michigan. It came from the mitten. And then you hold your beer with your mitten and you can stand out in the snow. Drink it. If you have a favorite brewery based out of Michigan, and you might because there's over 350 of them, drop it in the comments below along with a link to the brewery or the brewery's website so that people can check it out, because I can't list them all. I can't list 350 breweries. That's crazy. Number 3 are the seasons. We have all 4 seasons here. Winter, spring, summer, and autumn. Does anybody actually say autumn? I just say fall. Fall's my jam. Love it. Late summer, early fall, that's my favorite. Where it's still hot from the summer, but you've got colors and the changes of the seasons happening. Oh, it's beautiful, especially in Michigan. Actually, when I bought my motorcycle, that was my plan, to just drive it almost exclusively in the fall, just flying over leaves. Number 4 is the lakes, or the amount of lakes we have. There are over 11,000 inland lakes in Michigan. That's a lot of lakes, 11,000 plus. That's a lot. Minnesota has more lakes than we do, but it snows there more, so I think that we win. We have, slightly less lakes, but we have, they have more snow. Fun fact about Michigan, having a house on a lake actually increases the value of your house, where having a house with a pool doesn't. Like if you live in Florida, that's great, but if you live in Michigan, you have to take care of a pool. You have to winterize it and things. You don't have to winterize a lake, you just look at it. You just wake up in the morning, there's your lake. And in the winter, there's your ice skating thing that you can just go and do your thing on. Number 5 is the low cost of living. It's cheaper here. Compared to the national average, it is actually about 10% cheaper to live in Michigan. Everything from healthcare to groceries is low in the mid. I mean, a lot of people that live here would probably say that it's too expensive, but it's actually lower than the rest of the country. But the biggest savings, the big chunk of your savings, is actually going to come from the low cost of homes. The national average for a house is $230,000, and in Michigan it's $150,000. If you want to do something really fun, go on Zillow or another website and look at what $1 million buys you in a place like California and what it buys you in Michigan. You can get a gigantic house here, and then there, it's just like a little, like a garage with maybe a front door. And now for the cons, because we can't have one without the other. Right? Number 1 is the high education costs. We might be lower than a lot of other states and a lot of other areas, but in education, we are actually more expensive. The average in-state tuition is about $65,000. That's a lot of money. I mean, it can go way higher, but the average is $65,000 in-state. That puts us in the top 10%. Congratulations, Michigan. Number 2 is the Michigan left. If you don't know what this is, let me break it down for you. It's when you go one way to go the other way.
How it works. Let's say you're coming down Allisonville Road and you want to go left. Well, what you have to do first is go right and make a U-turn to proceed in this direction.
So you start out and you go right, and then you do a little loop-de-loo, like a little U-turn, and then you go the other way. It blows some people's minds, but I've been doing it all my life, so it's no big deal to me. But if you're new here from some other state, it's gonna be weird, but you'll get used to it really quick, I promise. Number 3 are the roads. We have some of the worst roads in the United States here in Michigan, in the mitten.
Michigan has the worst roads in the country.
I've bent rims, I've blown out tires, I've smashed the front end of my car, all because of the crazy potholes. It's actually not uncommon to see somebody swerving around and look like they're blown out of their mind on, whatever. but they're actually not. They're just trying to avoid the potholes, so they're just swerving and jerving and tripping and dipping. Right now in Michigan, over half of the roadways are actually deemed poor. It's over half. That's a lot. Number 4 there are no snow days in Michigan. Well, there are, but they're not as common as other areas. If you live in a state that shuts down completely for a little dusting of snow, you're in for a rude awakening here in Michigan. It would take more snow than you could possibly imagine for everything to shut down. It's happened, but it's super rare. An important note about that is that 100% of the people who live here in Michigan forget how to drive when it snows. Happens all the time. And if you're moving here from a southern state, buy a car with all-wheel drive or 4-wheel drive. If it's an option, just get it. You'll thank me later, I promise. And number 5, the worst thing about Michigan is the weather. There's an old joke in Michigan about how if you just wait for 15 minutes, the weather will change. That is completely true. You'll never know how true that really is until you spend a little time in Michigan. You could be mowing the lawn on a nice sunny day and then bam, it's snowing. It happens. It's real. It's a real thing. Apparently we're actually not in the top 10 states for the most unpredictable weather, but I think that's a fluke. I mean, I've been here. I know what it's like. It seems crazy. It's hot, then it's cold, then it's yes, then it's no. Oh, wild. Maybe our weather people are just better at predicting the unpredictable. I think that's what it might be. So there they are, the top 5 pros and the top 5 cons. What do you think? Do you have any more that I should have added or maybe not added? Go ahead and drop them in the comments below. And again, I hope that if you enjoyed this video, you give it a like, give it a thumbs up, and subscribe so you see my other stuff when I drop it. And again, it tells YouTube that I'm doing a good job, and that's what I need. If you're still here hanging out, I encourage you to check out some of these other videos and playlists because it's good stuff. I made it, so I think it's great.
I'm just